What's up, Dreamer Tribe? What's up, world? I am Bianca, and welcome to our hard mode Let's Play for Final Fantasy VII. Now, I'm really excited about this. I've never played a Final Fantasy game on hard before, and I know for a fact that this particular game, Final Fantasy VII Remake's hard mode, is sort of both easy and hard at the same time. And what I mean by that is that because this is unlocked after you played the entirety of the game, after you completed the first part of the remake, then and only then will the hard mode be made available to you. And because of that, you already have like the best weapons you can get from the game, so long as you actually found them and also upgraded that weapon to some extent. You also have all the useful materia that you could possibly use again if you've looked for them and found them and also leveled those materia up. So that's pretty useful. You would also have like the strongest and most useful accessories that you could possibly obtain in the game, again, so long as you actually found them or bought them. So yeah, it's easy because of that, and also because you retain your level, whatever level you finished your first playthrough in. That is the level you will be starting off from when you choose to replay the game on hard mode. And because of that, some of the enemies are actually easier to defeat than when you first encountered them. Now, the downside of this, and what makes hard mode hard, apart from, you know, the enemies being stronger and attacking, like, they would have a lot more health points than, you know, your easy playthrough or the normal playthrough, and they will also be able to attack you for much larger damage. Apart from those things, what actually makes hard mode pretty hard is that you won't be able to use items. Like, you can pick up items from chests, like what you guys will see in this playthrough of the game. You can pick up the items, but you can't use them. You can't use any healing items. You can't use any attack or support items outside of battles and within battles. While you're fighting against enemies, you won't be able to use items. Another thing is that you won't be able you will be able to use the benches that are scattered around the game. You know, those benches that heal your HP and MP, you can use them, but instead of healing both your HP and MP, what these benches now does in the hard mode of the game is that it only heals your health points, not your MP. So the challenge of hard mode, I find, is conserving your MP, because the only moment in the game where you can actually regain what MP you lost is after you finish a chapter. So basically, after defeating like some of the bosses in some of the chapters, or completing a specific, you know, progression in the story, those are the only moments when your HP will, or your MP rather, those are the only moments where your MP actually gets refilled. So yeah, conserving MP is a thing. And that's why I think a majority of my, what do you call this, materia setup, it has the HP up and the MP up, and I also have for Cloud the cure spell that's somewhat leveled up. I have that on him. But, you know, one of the important things on hard mode is smashing those crates, because those Shinra crates, they have that, what do you call this? The Mako things that replenishes our MP.
down here, Merc.
So yeah, this first chapter of the remake, the destruction of Mako Reactor 1, this is actually, well before that, this is the setup that I have for my materia. I have, right now, I think it's best to go with lightning materia, and I have the elemental materia, and first strike, and Shiva for you know, summoning, because I was told that Shiva goes well with Cloud, but yeah, that's my setup for Cloud's materia. Chapter 1, it's basically the demo with some things added in, I think. A couple of little things added in. And the thing about Chapter 1, as you guys can see, just using / right here, it obliterates the enemies. And again, we have to be careful with our health, because even though we have the cure spell, we don't want to keep on using the cure spell. But yeah, there's like not much to do in this chapter. It's very linear. Like, the entire game is actually pretty linear. It's sort of like Final Fantasy XIII in that regard. And again, nothing much has changed from this and the demo, apart from the fact that we are playing this on hard mode. Again, a / it saves lives, or our life, well, we just have to like follow through the story beats in this chapter of killing off enemies one after the other. Also, I've decided not to like put the volume of the actual game on loud because of the music. I don't want to get hit by a copyright strike from YouTube for whatever reason, because, you know, Let's Plays, they're actually gray areas. Again, we obtain an item, but we can't use it. Outside of battles, or even in battles, we can't use them, and what we have though are these crates. Moogle medals, those could be used for obtaining items somewhere further along in the game. But yeah, this is like the easiest part of the game, I believe. I can't say the same about the boss, so I'm actually pretty worried about the boss in this chapter.
He's a professional, unlike the rest of us. I'm glad to have him.
So yeah, I actually like what they did with Biggs, Wedge, and Jessie, how they expanded their stories in this remake. I actually like Jessie so much. I've liked her ever since I played the demo, and you guys were part of that too, since I did upload a Let's Play of that demo. But yeah, I like Jessie a lot. Like, I've been playing the older version of Final Fantasy VII as well on the Switch, and you know, the entire game, it's like an hour of playthrough, I feel like, if you bypass every single, you know, side things on the old game. You can actually get to the part where most of the story in the first game is, or in this remake is, but yeah, the Jessie in that old version I didn't particularly like, because she seems she doesn't have as much depth, I should say, compared to the Jessie we have here. And even Biggs and Wedge, they have a lot of characterization and like improvements in their characters in this remake. So yeah, I enjoy interacting, you know, I enjoy interacting with them when we can, and I also enjoy the interactions that we are now privy to because of this remake, like the interactions they have with each other and their interactions with Cloud. So yeah, one of the things that is also pretty important, as you guys can see, just saw rather, is saving. I will be saving frequently during hard mode playthrough. Wow, that's a tongue twister when it shouldn't have been. But yeah, I'll be saving a lot during this playthrough, because again, I'm not sure how well I could do on a hard mode. I rarely play hard mode, you know, but I wanted to platinum this game, so I'm playing hard mode for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Also, maybe in future chapters we can like fast forward some of these things, like the battles or getting from one point to another, because again, linear game right here. But for now, since most of the things that are happening in this chapter, they pretty much hold together as a narrative, I don't want to skip forward some of them. I hope you guys understand. Also, because of the fact that maybe I could like speed through these things, but it feels wrong to do so for a first chapter of the game. But yeah, chapter like 3, I believe, it has quite a bit of side quests, so we'll be skipping through all of those. I will be doing them. I just won't be you know, showing you guys the entirety of those side quests, because of reasons that I will state when we finally get to chapter 3. But yeah, this is just, you know, it's like a replay again of the demo that we played before.
Not so fast. We've got company.
You know, I like how they're forcing Cloud to like deal with the enemies for them, even though they're pretty much equipped to deal with enemies as well. I get that we were hired to keep them safe and help them in this, but Cloud was hired, not us. We're just playing as Cloud. You guys know what I mean. But yeah, it's quite funny that they are really making him work for the money that they will be paying him. Now, this may come off as an unpopular opinion. Like, I know what Final Fantasy looked like before. I know how far along we've come when it comes to the graphics of this game, but there are moments when we're actually playing the game and not just watching the cutscenes that they have in this game. When we're actually playing the game, that I think that the graphics are not as good as I would hope, because there are times when I would notice as Cloud is walking that his walking animation, they kind of seem glitchy to me. Like there's a frame skip, a little bit of frame skip, and also when I'm controlling Cloud, it's not as, you know, when you're walking, not actual fighting, but when you're walking and controlling Cloud, you can sort of feel like he's pretty heavy to move left or right. Like there's something stopping you from moving even just an inch to the left or to the right. I don't know if you guys, if those who have played the game before can understand what I'm saying, but yeah, the cutscenes, don't get me wrong, they are beautiful. And also the way Midgard looks, it's beautiful, but since I completed the game on normal difficulty, I have seen all the available locations in the game, and some of them, they look pretty. Others, they have like these ugly like 2D graphics, but sort of they're trying to sort of give you the illusion that it's 3D. You know, like there's this one part when you can see the lower area of Midgard, the slums area of Midgard from high up, and that was not beautiful. And if you guys will stick around as we play through, you know, hard mode on this game, then you will see that as well when we get to that particular chapter.
Talk to us, but what can you do? Then we're good.
Careful in there. I got this place covered.
Looks like the elevator's on another floor. Mind pushing that button?
Now another thing that I like, I keep saying another thing, but there's really a lot rather, there's really a lot of things to like about this game is that the voice acting. I feel like they're spot on to the characters, you know, even Aerith, though I understand some people don't like what happened to her. I don't understand why, but I like the new Aerith, and you guys can see her on chapter 2. But yeah, Nibelheim right here, Tifa and Cloud's hometown, for those who don't know, which I find really impossible since the game has been out for what, more than 20 years, I think? No, not, yeah, more than 20 years. Like, this game is, this game was published, like, the original was published around 1997, right? But yeah, and the thing that I liked also is Barret. He starts off as annoying in chapter 1, but he kind of grows, you know, into you. You end up liking him as the game progresses, and also, he sounds like Mr. Satan or like Hercule from Dragon Ball Z. I'm not sure if you guys know who that is, but yeah. We're now seeing the bad guys, Shinra. I hate these two characters, by the way, Heidegger and the president of Shinra.
Rest assured, our inquiries will not take much longer. This pump's sole purpose is to drain the planet dry. While you sleep,
Again, I can't get over the fact that Barret sounds like Hercule or Mr. Satan from Dragon Ball Z. I'm not sure if you guys can hear the same kind of voice from him that I am hearing, but yeah, they sound very similar.
You gonna stand there and pretend you can't hear the planet crying out in pain? I know you can!
Okay, so here's another funny thing that I also cannot unnotice. It's how Cloud sort of really looks like a male version of Lightning. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I see Cloud, like during that cutscene, during this cutscene, or in every single other cutscene, there's a particular expression on Cloud's face that makes me really think like he looks a lot like Lightning. And you know, I cannot unsee it, even though I've tried really hard not to notice that. It's something that I repeatedly do notice. Every single time that expression comes up during cutscenes, he really looks like Lightning.
Just bear with him for me, would you?
Yeah.
Should have asked for more money.
I also love, you know, the comebacks that Cloud has in this game. He's a lot cheekier than what I remember him being in the original game. The same can be said about Aerith. And I love that so much. I love the additional personality, you know, they have now. And also, you can now control Barret, which really isn't a surprise, considering that, again, this is just a replay of the demo version, but on hard mode, and with, you know, a lot more options available for us when it comes to dealing with these enemies. So yeah, quick work of these enemies. The first time I play this, like actually play this and not just in the demo, you guys probably could remember how much of a hard time these enemies gave me back then, but now not so much, because we got ourselves the triple slash attack. And also, we basically completed the our first run of the game on normal, so we understand the mechanics a lot better than when we did playing through the demo. So yeah, this is Barrett's loadout right here. I want to like change some things up because I need to max out the levels of some of the materia, like the green materia. I need to max those out as part of, you know, what do you call this? The missions that we're given. It's for one of the what do you call this, trophies in the game. I'm still missing 2. I need to complete like 6 more, or max out 6 more green materia.
You've done this kind of thing before.
Yeah. Figure out the timing of the lasers.
Yeah, this part it's pretty easy, but at the same time it's kind of annoying because even though we can get Cloud
Keep those baby
over to the other side of the lasers, Barrett gets stuck behind even when we timed it right, and he ends up losing. So I'm gonna save first. But yeah, he ends up losing HP even though we've, you know, crossed over quite, you know, we managed to cross over the beams in like the best possible manner that we could. So yeah, for this first part, it's just one long laser burst. This first area. Yeah, and Barrett, just like I've said, he gets stuck right there, even though we timed it right. Oh crap. I forgot there was a laser there. But yeah. So this one, it's 3 bursts of lasers. Same goes for, I think, the lower levels, if I remember correctly. This part here, 3 bursts of lasers before there is a lull, and we can use that as an opportunity to cross the area. Pretty sure Barrett's like being damaged by the laser, but what can we do? We can just heal him later because we'll be fighting a mini boss the moment we step down this staircase. There's also a chest on the right, and even though we can't really use items, and I've managed to obtain all of the treasures in my normal playthrough. I've opened all of the treasure chests, but the OCD part of my brain doesn't want to not open those chests. So yeah, the sweeper, the mini boss that I was talking about, it's weak to lightning damage, and I've equipped lightning materia on Cloud and coupled that with the elemental materia, so his normal attacks, it deals lightning damage, but I'm gonna be changing that to fire later when we're about to fight the big boss of chapter 1, because I've got the fire materia maxed out. Or a fire materia. I have a lot of fire materia, but I have one of them maxed out, and I really would like to use Firaga on the boss to make quick work on it later.
Now's our chance.
Let's kick it up a notch.
But yeah, I feel like I'm having an easier time dealing with the sweeper on this difficulty than I did the first time I fought this on my actual playthrough. Granted, I'm like, I think I'm at level 38, or around 38 to 40. Can't really remember what my level is, but yeah, that also helps. The higher level we have, right now it helps as well. So let's heal first.
Soldier first class doesn't go into the 20s.
The hell you talking about? I mean your age, not your goddamn rank. Though for all I know, a soldier's rank could be the same as his age. Guess that make you a 1-year-old, huh? Live and learn.
Yeah, that is the core. That's where we need to go.
That's our target.
The reactor core.
Gotta set the bomb.
And that is also where our first boss on hard mode is waiting. And I'm really worried about that again because this is the first time I'm playing on hard mode on any Final Fantasy game. So I'm curious really how well I would do. I'm hoping that I'll be able to beat it in one try without, you know, having to redo the battle, because this I feel like is going to be a long battle, and you know, if we manage to get the boss at a certain amount of HP, then his attacks changes, and you know, the pattern of his attacks changes as well, and I would really rather have to only deal with that once. Also, focus on the long-range enemies first. That's overkill. It's better to have full health in this particular stage, since we can find boxes anyway. We can hope that those would provide us the MP replenishment that we need. Hey, level up! Alright. To the lower level we go. The lowest level. So yeah. Again, this is my loadout. Fingers crossed that this is going to be enough. I want to really change the loadout, but again, I kind of wanna finish the mission that requires you to have certain number of green materia at max level. I know that when you finish a game, you get like a higher amount of experience points and AP points per battle. So that's also helpful when you're trying to level up to 50 and also get all of your materia to max level. The max level of this game is 50. There's also a trophy associated with getting a character to that level. Of course, we save first. Like, there is an actual game over in this game, but you can, when you end up getting a game over, it gives you an option of whether you want to restart from a previous checkpoint or the last checkpoint, or if you want to load or go back to the title screen, I think, and load a save game. In the normal and easy version, they give you, I think, an option of whether you want to retry the battle. That option is not available, I believe, in this hard mode playthrough that we're doing.
Can bite the hand that feeds. Go on, do the honors. Prove to me you're the man Tifa says you are.
Also, I remember that
I'm just here for the paycheck.
I don't remember actually that this actual cutscene being part of the original game. What I do remember though is that in the original game, Cloud gets that staticky thing that we're being shown here as well, when everything just, yeah, this one it turns sort of like a muted moss green filter. But in the original, I don't think we got to see, I don't remember ever seeing one of Sephiroth's feathers falling to the ground like that and disappearing. It's just that, you know, in the original, I think it's more like Cloud gets a lot of headaches. Also, hard mode, we only have 20 minutes. We don't have the option of choosing. Really, the game forces us to finish everything in 20 minutes, or everything from the point of, you know, after we defeated this boss, we have to go back up within 20 minutes. So we gotta see how well we can do that. Also, since this battle, I feel like if this battle is gonna get, you know, long, I'm just going to fast forward through the things that are happening and, you know, just cut in to when we finally defeated the boss, because I don't want to prolong the video and for the video to end up longer than it should be. And yeah, I don't feel like I can beat this boss in the quickest amount of time.
A barrier? Never seen this defense system before.
Sir, thought you were the expert.
So what's your brilliant plan, genius?
It's my time to shine.
Or go down in flames. Focus and find a way. Watch the tail. You don't want to be hit by that laser.
Huh? So, what do we do?
Don't get hit. Take cover behind that debris. Ain't dead yet.
Need my help, do you?
Strike now, before it fires again.
No way in hell you're taking us down. Hey, you still with me? We better bring the heat, and quick!
Ready when you are.
Alright, so that about does it for our first boss battle for this hard mode of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm really glad that I was able to defeat this monster. Oh my god, that actually took a lot longer than I would have wanted it to. That's why I'm not, probably during the post editing of this, I will be cutting out the elongated parts of the battle, because I had a difficult time with that. Also, we're saving for now. We do not want to repeat that battle. That was pretty hard. So yeah, we have... Hold on a sec. We have 20 minutes. 20 minutes to... let's cure first. To get out of this Mako reactor. And I think we will be able to do so. I think 20 minutes is a lot of time. It's a very generous amount of time, especially since we are a lot stronger than we were the first time around, even though, you know, just triple slash these enemies. Yeah, even though we're playing this on hard mode and the enemies have, I think, a lot more HP than normal. I'm not really sure if that's the case, but I think that they do, and they also attack, you know, a lot. Their attacks are a lot stronger, but so are we. And we're off to save Jessie, which this is a lot different from what happened to her in the original, because in the original, if I remember correctly, she didn't get pinned down by debris, a falling debris. I think her foot just got stuck in a metal grating in the, you know, original Final Fantasy VII game. But yeah, 19 minutes left. It's a good thing that, you know, the timer stops when there's a cutscene. I think the same isn't true for the old game. Can't really remember that part. But yeah, we had to like destroy those boxes first because we have a couple more enemies, you know, to go through before we can safely say that we've completed hard mode on Final Fantasy VII, or the first chapter out of 18. But yeah, this is one of the... I don't suppose that you can call it a glitch, but if you know, climb the ladders quicker than the characters who are supposed to be leading the way or supposed to be following you, then that will happen. A second group of enemies right here.
I've got you covered. Find us the way out of here.
But then...
Don't worry, I'll be fine. I've got Soldier Boy with me.
Go, Jessie, go! Hurry! So yeah, just triple slash our way into victory once again. Those Shinra infantrymen, they're, you know, they're a walk in the park. They're a piece of cake to deal with, and I'm not complaining. So yeah, 17 or 18 minutes if we round that off. We still have 18 minutes. Another sweeper fight right here. I think we can actually go to town with using our, you know, spells or magic in this fight, since you know, the other enemies that we have, we can deal with it with just using Punisher mode. But yeah, Barret is basically out of MP, and fire attacks, I don't think they work well against the sweeper enemies, and we got fire on Cloud, so we just have to stagger this sweeper enemy. Also, Infinity Blade, it's a powerful attack. It's one of the strongest attacks in the game, but it can miss, especially if, you know, your enemy, the enemy that you're targeting, is quite far away. Cloud will not rush towards the enemy. He will use that attack where he stands, and if the enemy backpedals or dodges out of the way, there's no follow-up. He'll miss that attack. So yeah, triple slash is my favorite, if you guys haven't noticed already. And let's see. Thank you. MP recovery there. We might need it while we're dealing with this new type of enemy that's gonna come next. So yeah, we'll recover our MP as much as we can. Shock Trooper, yes. Now with the Shock Trooper, we only have to go into operator mode and just wait for them to attack us so that we can counterattack like that and stagger them, and then just Infinity End. Use Infinity End to end the enemy. So that's one down. I think we have two more Shock Troopers to go. Thankfully the lasers are already turned off. But yeah, those two. Now this one is a lot harder because there are two of them, and the fact that, you know, they're not alone. There's actually two, I think, sentry enemies. Yeah, sentry rays right at the top. So we have to be careful. I should probably use Barret at this point and just, you know, eliminate the sentry rays, but the bigger problem is, you know, the Shock Trooper. So while Cloud is dealing with that, we're gonna go with Barret and deal massive damage on the sentry ray, eliminating it, and then move on to the next one. Now, I'm not sure about the others who have played this game, but sometimes I find it difficult to change the targets. You know, even if we turned on or locked on to the enemy, sometimes they won't cycle through. So we have to like turn off the lock on feature and just use the camera to sort of find the enemy that we want to actually lock onto and then just hit lock on. So I'm not sure if that's a glitch or a bug, or if that's how it's supposed to be, or if I just don't know how to use the locked on command. But yeah, Shinra doing its Shinra thing, destroying the Mako reactor so that they could pin the blame on Avalanche and get people all riled up and angry with them and give more power basically to Shinra. Although it is true that Avalanche did intend to, you know, destroy this Mako reactor, but Jesse's bomb only did so little damage compared to what, you know, the machines that Shinra owns did. I consider that part with Barret, you know, easing his grip, like a character development for him. But yeah, we're basically done with chapter 1 on hard mode. So that's a wrap for this video. Thank you all for joining me on our first episode of our Let's Play Final Fantasy VII Remake on hard mode, and I hope you'll join me again on the second episode. And well, before I go, this is actually something that I find quite funny with Final Fantasy VII Remake. This thing that Cloud does with his acrobatic jumps, that's one of many. This is the beginning of like so many of those. But yeah, again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, you guys know the drill. Dream on, fly on. Bye bye now. Keep safe, everyone. Stay at home. Alright, first off, thank you so much for joining me in today's video. If you like the content of today's video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up to let me know, and share this video to your friends, your family, and everyone you think would enjoy it. And if you haven't, please click the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel and become part of the Dreamer Tribe. And if you've already subscribed and you want to get notified whenever new videos come out, then just click on that bell icon and you'll get notifications whenever new videos are posted here on this channel. And that's about it. Again, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, and I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, you guys know the drill. Dream on, fly on. Bye bye now.